The man in the middle, mocked and loathed in equal measure. The man fans love to hate. The referee, perform terrifically and they earn little to no recognition. Perform poorly and provide managers with a convenient excuse, a verbal punching bag. Ideally, they mostly want to be forgotten, but sometimes referees steal the show. Welcome to the Nexus channel. Today, you're going to see 25 weirdest and funniest referee situations in sports. Stick to the end. You'll be amazed by what we got for you on number 1. One of the most surreal and did I really see that moments in soccer, with PSG taking the lead in the final moments of the League One encounter. Nantes defender Diego Carlos had a rendezvous with referee Tony Chaperon. Carlos accidentally clipped Chaperon's heels as the official ran across him. As Chaperon got up to his feet, he quite merely kicked out at Carlos, much to the player's amusement. That became astonishment when Chaperon gave the player a second yellow card for the incident. This funny situation happened in the game between Chesterfield and Cheltenham, teams in the League Two Championship. So, while the Chesterfield players were preparing to shoot their penalty kick, the defender, Gary Roberts, suddenly pulled off the shorts of the opponent right in front of the referee. The moment of giving out a penalty card must be the most challenging time in a game. However, that is not applied in this situation, as this referee completely turned it into comedy. Somehow, the poor fella forgot to take his primary weapon on the field with him. Fortunately, his helping referee body had some extras. The 31-year-old referee first came to worldwide attention when refereeing a second-tier. However, earlier this season, Steinhaus was back in Berlin to become the first female to officiate a Bundesliga match. One way to get a Watford vs Reading championship match impressive is to award goals randomly. That's what Stuart Atwell managed in 2008. The official, 25 at the moment, was seen as a promising youth in the referee ranks, a refereeing wunderkind. That could be ramped up when he awarded Reading a goal for not even scoring it. The reaction of the player should have been a sign for the referee, but it wasn't. The referee wasn't merely the star of the show at this match. Still, he was a key protagonist in one of the most shocking or hilarious moments in Premier League football. The game descended into farce and hilarity after Patrick Vieira and Paolo Di Canio's conflict. The Italian didn't accept being disqualified for pushing Vieira, hitting Martin Keown, and trying to eye-gouge Keown. He lightly pushed Alcock while being pointed toward the tunnel. The fall that Alcock performed should be remembered with a statue outside Hillsborough. Making such a big mistake, this goalkeeper made the referee confused by pretending to faint right on the field. However, of course, that didn't fool the referee and would never change his final decision as well. A lot of time has passed, but the Norwegian is still persona non grata at Stamford Bridge. His name is likely forbidden at the house of Didier Drogba. Chelsea got 4 penalty verdicts that went against them. The first 2 were manageable, especially from the view of Ovrebo. Third and fourth, both handballs were extra questionable. The final one came in stoppage time while Chelsea was pushing for the goal to send them to the Champions League final. It was easy to understand why Michael Ballack raged at the official and followed him around the pitch like a sheep-herding basketball player. That preceded Drogba's meltdown. Head loss doesn't entirely cover his rage. The rage, in terms of the time, is not quite as intense as it once was. Back in 1996, however, with Hearts trailing at Ibrox, they were decreased to 10 men, as disciplinary tightrope walker Pasquale Bruno was sent off. No surprise. The surprise was to come in 7 minutes. 3 further players from the away side were gifted a red card. One player got a second yellow for kicking a post. Rangers player Richard Goff tried to convince Evans not to produce a 4th red. At the same time, Hearts chief executive Chris Robinson came down to the pitch to get them away to walk off. The game finished 3-0. Love him or hate him, Mike Dean is a box office. Not so much a villain, more like an anti-hero. A look, a gesture, a facial expression, an arrogance, an ego, a disdainful wave of a card. Referees are told that the game is not about them, but when Mike Dean is involved, it is always about him. And somehow, a total figure in soccer gets too much involved in the game. Just watch how he reacts, and you get it all. This one is brilliant. Looks like this LGBT+ referee got his first game. Congratulations! He could not leave the field without spraying love and joy all around the field. In the end, we got a fantastic performance from a pink guy. Even at your youngest age, you still must remember Kaká and his adorable smile. People just love him. Like this referee, giving him a fake yellow card only to stop him for a selfie. Sometimes, you just can't beat your desire. By accidentally hitting the referee's yellow card, this defender, Marcelo of the Lyon team, got a red card in return for his big mistake. In the Angers vs Lyon match, Marcelo receives a yellow card. He accidentally kicks it from the hands of the referee. Giving an offside, this referee girl didn't know what she'd get, being heavily insulted by a player. In the video, it looks like the guy almost kisses her. Maybe that was his hidden desire. Well, she must have received lots of spit from him. At Scottish Premier Division fixture in 1995 saw the epitome of Paul Gascoigne's positive side as well as the epitome of little head. A Rangers attack vanished out, but as Gaza made his way back into position, he held a yellow card. Ungraciously returning it to referee Smith, Gaza jokingly dished out a booking to the referee, perhaps for delinquency. Not getting the joke, he returned the favor to Gascoigne, and he actually reached into his back pocket to do so, despite holding the card in his hand. In the Holland Championship between two teams, Twente and Vitesse, a funny accident happened when the number 25 player of Vitesse accidentally hit the referee and made him fall down. After that, the player quickly handed out a yellow card to this referee for how he pretended to fall down. Sometimes you get too frustrated seeing a star player, even if you're a professional referee. In a soccer match, the player, Ronaldinho, got startled by seeing the referee mistakenly give him a red card instead of a yellow card. Another scene of kicking the referee out of the field. So after making a mistake, the players gathered around the referee to show off their disagreement upon his final decision. Accordingly, one of them quickly picked up a red card to remove the referee from the field. There's a skill that any referee must have, and that's the counting skill. In this 2006 World Cup match with Australia versus Croatia, the official totally lost that talent. He gave the quite distinctive figure of Josip Siminic not one, not two, but 3 yellow cards before producing a red. The third was comical. Siminic complained to Pole once again. The referee gave him a dismissive push away before getting the slightly mythical yellow, then red. That was just the tip of the iceberg of a totally rubbish refereeing performance. In soccer matches, encountering a collision must be an everyday thing. However, in this situation, the crash actually occurred upon the female referee, Cian Massey. After a player falling, the poor referee gets brutally knocked off her feet. Happily, she gets on track pretty fast. What a strong character. The moment of giving out a penalty card must be the most challenging time in a game. However, that isn't applied in this situation, as this referee completely turned it into a comedy. Somehow, the poor fella forgot to take his primary weapon on the field with him. Fortunately, his helping referee body had some extras. A small break from soccer. Let's go to a boxing match. This accident happened in a match between two boxers, Go Dakui and his opponent, Super Sensantadek. At the Max Muay Thai event, Go Dakui suddenly performed a high kick that accidentally hit the referee and made him faint right to the ground. Another brutal attack on a female referee. This situation happened in the game between Atletico Gio versus Piranha teams at the Brazilian 2nd Division. So after being violently hit by a ball, this referee was totally lost and had to rely on the medical staff's assistance to continue her job. The dream that every referee has, to take charge of a World Cup final. And Howard Webb has finally accomplished it. But after a 120-minute slog, the 2010 climax was remembered for 3 things: Andre Iniesta's winning goal in celebration, Arjen Robben's miss, and Webb's inexplicable decision not to send Nigel de Jong off for a kung fu punch on Xabi Alonso. The collision is not entirely as black and white as that, as Webb explains in his book, The Man in the Middle. The referee states, "At that moment, I'd been located just behind Alonso, about 10 yards away, so I hadn't witnessed the actual point of impact or exactly how de Jong connected." Webb gave out 14 yellow cards and a red, but how de Jong turned into Bruce Lee will be remembered for a long time. Feeling frustrated when the referee sprayed the foam on your sparkling new shoes intentionally? You'll probably start arguing like this player. However, the referee quickly sprayed the foam right at his face in return. As hilarious as it is, unfortunately that one's a fake moment from an ad. But it was made so professional, we couldn't leave you without it.